Hello, this is Steve Malone with ComsFX. Hope you're doing well today and getting some good trades. All of us traders like the opportunity to get into a good trade, especially when we think there's not a trade available to us. And today I had that situation happen. Many of you know that I've been trading the Synergy trading model for a number of years. It's a model that I developed back in 2005 that shows the alignment of price, action, and market sentiment. Well, one of the tools is the Trader's Dynamic Index. It sits way down low like this, under the 32 level. I'm really not a keen fan of stepping in the market. And when I looked up here as well and I checked my ADR calculator, I saw that the market had already gone beyond its 5-day average daily range. Overnight during the European session, it had dropped about 80 pips. So I didn't expect, as I came into the market this morning right around this area, I didn't expect the market to make much more movement. But I saw it kept testing the lows here. And so what I did was I decided I'll add another tool that I recently developed called the DOTS method. Now what the DOTS does is it lays out specific levels from the start of a session. So I was stepping into the New York session this morning, and so I applied the levels. Well, interestingly, the DOTS levels pointed out a potential entry right around 84.49 with a couple of targets here at 84.39, 84.33. Aha! Another opportunity to take some pips out of the marketplace. So I watched this today thinking to myself, based upon the Trader's Dynamic Index, I'm not really interested in getting in this trade here. However, based upon the DOTS, and the DOTS is developed based solely on price, looking at the cyclical movement of price over a period of time compared to current movement and looking at the market expansion and contraction. So here we have the euro pound expanding in the marketplace, and is there any additional room to run in the euro pound today? And yes, there was, but it was the DOTS that gave me the opportunity to step into the marketplace at a very specific point and with specific targets. Now, had the market moved back on me, I had a specific stop loss in mind as well, right there at 84.62, already laid out for me. Well, for those of y'all who are familiar with the DOTS, I want to share with you that while you're trading, remember, if you already have a method or a technique that you're trading with, and it may not show another potential in the marketplace, make sure you're trading with the DOTS. Got a number of people using the DOTS right now. Make sure you do that. Make sure you add it to your chart and double check that you don't already have another opportunity available to you in the marketplace to get some more pips. Now, for those of y'all who are not that familiar with the DOTS, again, the DOTS is based upon showing you potential entries and target levels as well as stop loss levels from the start of a session. Now, what we've done recently is we have applied the Guppy multiple moving averages, two sets, a long-term set and a short-term set of the Guppy multiple moving averages. The short-term shows current traders in the marketplace. Well, the traders were still trading, and the institutions represented by these lines, the institutions, they were still short the euro pound. So I had the institutions trading short, I had traders stepping in here going short. So when you got traders in the market short and the institutions still short, I've got an entry level. I decided I'm taking this trade. And so this morning, along with some other traders, we traded this from, I traded anyway, from about 84.49, traded down to 84.33. I know some other traders held in there to see it drop a little bit further. But this is a beautiful little model of literally knowing where to enter the market and knowing when to exit the market. And for most traders, is that typically the most difficult thing for us, is knowing where to get in and where to get out, especially if we're not exactly sure. Well, the DOTS does that for us. Now, let me give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. I'm doing this video right after the Australian session has just opened up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up my DOTS indicator here, and I'm simply going to change it to the Australian Open. And you'll notice that my levels will update. So I'm going to move from the New York session today to the Australian session, click OK, and the DOTS updates. So at this point, as I'm looking to trade, I already have some levels in mind. Now the beautiful thing is the institutions here, it's going to be pretty tough for the traders to beat the institutions going back up. So I'm thinking to myself, If this rolls back over, comes right back to my sell entry here at 84.14, well, I still got a little bit of ways to go to break that low. There's a possibility that if we move on down with the institutions behind us looking to still continue to go short, there's a possibility this guy rolls down through 84.14, and now I already have some targets in mind, 83.98 and 83.88. So already got some targets in mind there. So this is a wonderful method, and we're getting a lot of folks picking up this method and really going to town with it. If you want to learn more about this method, go over to www.compassfx.com/dots to learn more about this. Now again, if you have your own model and you simply want to apply your model, your trading method to the dots, or have the dots applied to it, you can do the same thing as I've done here. So again, if you're trading with the Synergy model, you'd simply put the dots to the Australian Open as the session that's going on right now and apply that, and you would have these levels. So you can continue to trade your model as the dots method and its levels are shown over here in the right margin, not interfering with what you're currently looking at in your own trading model. But for the most part, I've had a number of people write me recently and say, hey Dean, I cannot tell you how simple this method is. If you know the direction of the institutions, you know the directions of the current traders in the marketplace, you know where to enter and where to exit, it's pretty much done for you. You just got to follow the market and make the proper executions with the proper money management. So again, check this out. Go over to www.compassfx.com/dots to learn more about this unique method. Y'all make it a great day, get some good trades, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.